let's not. All right.
If Al Gore didn't create the internet, then why is it called an algorithm? Checkmate, atheists.
This week on the Media Virus Podcast, a grandma beat the legal system using nothing but free speech and a giant inflatable cock. Netflix killed cable TV, and now they're bringing it back like a guilty ex who changed. 3 guys tried to scam insurance with a fake bear and got caught because the bear walked in like it had a 401k.
The Media Virus Podcast. Starring Matty Rockdef, the Reverend Professor, Mike Latoris, PhD, the ever-enchanting Miss Riki Rockdef, Big Daddy Stanley McFadden, Grease Monkey Pete, staff writer Bill, Rex Couture Moore, and the rest are here on Matty Rockdef's TMVP News.
Hot damn, do we have a show for you people this week. I'm your host, Matty Rockdef, the mattiest of all Rockdefs and living proof that anyone can have a podcast. But let's be real, I am way too lazy to do this alone. So let me introduce my enablers, my handlers, my co-defendants, basically the people that make sure this thing happens every single week. First up is my incredibly beautiful, unbelievably hot wife of over 7 years and segment producer, Riki Rockdef. Are you ready to have some fun, babe?
Sure.
Again, it's not as convincing. Next is the executive producer of the program, a man of science and faith and absolutely zero supervision, the esteemed Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, PhD.
Good evening, everybody.
You ready to have some fun, Mike?
You're fucking right, I am.
God damn it.
That's not very believable.
And, I believed him. And the newest member of the infection team, he's already been canceled, flagged, demonetized, and legally described as a pattern of behavior. Mr. Colin Chapman, are you ready?
Always ready to have some fun with you guys.
Demonetized.
I don't know. It just
Yeah, that happened too.
Oh, there you go.
Goodness.
See that? I wasn't wrong. Later on the B Block, guys, we have got Jimmy Palumbo joining us. If you don't know that name, you're going to know that face. So, stick around.
Yeah, I was talking to Fresh at work today.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, this is the guy we're going to have on the show. And he said, I've seen that dude.
Yeah, everybody's seen that dude. That's the point. And if the show gets better a little halfway through, that's why. Because we are broadcasting live from our delightfully demented corner of the web, where news gets a spin cycle, humor walks a tightrope, and your hosts are, shall we say, uniquely unqualified. Consider this your safe space for the unsayable, the unhinged, and the potentially contagious. Whether you're seeking anarchy, a chuckle in the face of doom, or you've simply hit rock bottom, welcome to the Media Virus Podcast. Let's grab some popcorn and point and laugh, because this world is burning around us. Did you guys hear about this massive win for the First Amendment and for grandmothers and a very specific sense of humor? The state of Alabama has officially ruled that you cannot arrest a woman just because her protest is 7 feet tall and inflatable.
Good for her.
It's true. Back in October, 62-year-old Renee Gamble was hauled off to jail during a No Kings rally in Fairhope for wearing a massive inflatable penis costume and holding a sign that said "No Dick Tator."
Go ahead, girl.
The cops weren't fans of the visual metaphor, charging her with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest.
I've got to say, she was balls out with her.
Well, the best part, the absurdity here, is during the booking process, she jokingly told officers that her name was Antifa, or rather Aunt-Tifa, which led to additional charges for giving false information.
Oh.
Apparently, the Fairhope PD doesn't subscribe to the standard asshole tier of dad jokes.
Dude, during the trial, the city tried to argue that a 7-foot inflatable phallus... That's a band name, dude. 7-foot inflatable phallus.
I like it.
that's my new band.
I might.
During the trial, the city tried to argue that a 7-foot inflatable phallus was a safety hazard for motorists, as Alabama drivers haven't seen weird things on a Tuesday.
Let her live.
Right?
Yeah. Gamble's lawyers are already prepping a civil rights lawsuit, meaning the city's attempt to deflate her protest is about to cost them a lot more than just their dignity.
Call Al Sharpton, somebody.
Well, she walked out of court yelling free speech wins, which is the most badass thing a grandmother has ever said while potentially holding a folded up costume in her purse.
That's right. Renee, we salute you. Next time, just make sure Aunt Tifa brings enough bypassers for the civil suit payout.
What bypassers? The fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't speak freaky deaky Dutch.
Freaky deaky Dutch.
It was Afro Man Trial Part 2. No question.
Ooh, a callback to a previous episode.
Yeah, it was. It was, and it was actually Colin that sent in this gem, and we always lead with the free speech thing. He sent it over last Thursday, so it had to sit there a week. But
nothing like 2-week-old news.
Well, it's not 2-week-old, but the only safety hazard here was the cop's fragile ego. And I think it might be just Operation Dildo Blitz may have officially moved to Alabama. You want to call back to previous episodes? Well,
I don't even know what that means.
I'm gonna deflate the bit and move on. Netflix spent a decade telling us to binge watch in our pajamas, and now they want us to put on pants and wait for Sunday like it's 1954.
After essentially murdering the concept of broadcast television, Netflix is officially pivoting back to appointment viewing. They're trying to create a marketing flywheel to stop subscriber churn by focusing on exclusive destinations and original IP that you can only see at a specific time.
Boo!
Yeah, we call it TV.
It does suck. I mean, like...
The whole point is to stream at your leisure, no?
I feel like marketing flywheel is corporate speak for we ran out of ideas. I mean, can you imagine getting shit on because you got something that, you got to, or you fall asleep, you miss the end of a show and you don't know what happened? Like, is this 1984? Is it?
On top of that, when we first signed up for Netflix, it was like $7 or $8 a month.
Yeah.
And they encourage you. It's like share your account with all your family. Can no longer do that with my kids who no longer live at home.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
about that IP
they
address,
just raised the rate to $25 a month.
I'll literally pay $6 if you send me a DVD.
300% increase. And it's like, and so I'm going through saying, you know what, this is a bridge too far. And I'm looking at what all streaming we're doing. And I talk to my wife and she find out, oh, I watch Netflix every night. Okay. In that case, at $25 a month, we are getting our value out of it. Okay. I'm pissed at about $25 a month, but we're getting value out. So I'll pay that. But guess what? Everybody else is on the chopping block. Everybody else.
Yeah. Anything you're not getting.
I can sit and watch Roku TV with no fucking problem.
Right.
Like I Roku TV's got like the fucking the Goldbergs. I can sit and watch Goldbergs. I got Law and Order. I can just pretend I have dementia, just watch the same episodes over and over. I don't give a shit.
I hate that. I could never.
She knows I do it too. But it's the perfect corporate full circle irony. The disruptor has spent billions of dollars to accidentally reinvent 1970s television, just with a much more expensive internet bill.
Well, with an internet bill, 1970s television didn't involve an internet bill.
Right.
No, but we all cut the cord. We all thought we were being
in the green room.
Yeah, but we all thought we were being cost effective by cutting the cord, by eliminating cable from our lives. Okay. So Netflix was cheap, and then it nickel and dimed us. And now all the ones that nickel and dimed us are slowly inflating, but that's the only place you can get programming. Okay. Well, you can watch YouTube for free and you can watch the Media Virus podcast right here, man. and we could tell you what's going on. That's the the gist of it.
Sure.
They spent years making sure we never have to leave our couches, and now they want to bring back the cultural touchstone, which is just a fancy way of saying we bring back commercial breaks and waiting. But
I mean, they're doing the same thing with stores, like in the way that we're bringing back 1980 whatever. People now don't want to wait for shipping, and they just want to go to a store. Like Gen Z discovered that they can just go somewhere and get something.
I have never wanted to pay for ship. I have never wanted to buy anything on the internet.
Oh my God, fuck a shipping.
Anything I have ever wanted, I wanted to go buy. And now I'm just like, all right, well, I need this. All right. And it's here the next day. There's no longer that the ride home was special when you bought something that you really wanted, a new piece of equipment or something. You know what I mean? You had a new microphone, you got to check it out. It's showing up at your door, take something away from it. But they destroyed the living room experience just to realize that the peak of human technology was actually a family staring at a box in 1975. But welcome to the future, everybody. It's exactly like the past, but now you have to remember your passwords.
The worst.
And nobody back in the day talked about watching Twilight and chill.
No, that's right. Netflix. There was no, hey, you want to CBS and chill. That doesn't.
Yeah, no, that never happened.
I guess you could invite somebody. You want to come over and BBC, baby?
Wait, hold on, because now that I think about this, not BBC.
That is what we call a slow burn, Maddie.
Thank you very much.
I hate it.
Job. I love it.
So on Peacock, essentially, when we were watching, for instance, Traitors, we would have to wait until 9:00 on whatever day it was on. And then the same thing with Chicago on Peacock, you have to wait until a certain time to watch it on Peacock. So kind of Peacock did it first, babe.
Well, Peacock is just
NBC.
NBC's retarded little cousin. I feel like it's a
much, much cooler older cousin.
I would say,
they
you're
say
right.
Swear words on Peacock.
They do. That's the only. Life has gone completely backwards from when I was a kid, where you're watching game shows and they're like, "Oh fuck yeah!" What's going on?
And since my wife is watching this episode,
hi wife.
Hey, her name's Leslie. It's like, hey baby, want a Peacock and chill?
Oh my.
Hey, did you guys? We covered a few. I think it was a year ago or something. A bunch of dudes vandalized their own cars dressed up like bears.
Yeah.
It's California's Beargate has officially come to an end, proving that if you're going to rob an insurance company, you should probably leave the Spirit Halloween receipt at home.
3 men were just sentenced for a massive insurance fraud scheme where they claimed a bear broke into several luxury cars and shredded the interiors to collect a 6-figure payout.
Boy.
They even provided security footage of the attack to make it look official.
Duh.
The entire scam collapsed when investigators realized the predator in the surveillance footage looked less like a grizzly and more like a dude in a fursuit with a very human-like walk and a suspicious zipper on the back. Dude, if you're gonna pull fraud, you gotta get a good bear suit. That's fucking fraud number one. You don't invest in a good bear suit.
Literally, have you ever frauded?
You ever frauded before?
Dude, do you even fraud? A housewife would never. They fraud way better than that.
Right? Housewives are way better at fraud.
Somebody had to hire an expert to testify that real bears do not come with Velcro attachments or polyester lining.
Dude, they used the suit to vandalize a Rolls Royce and multiple Mercedes-Benz because this bear...
Oh, this is rich people!
Yeah, apparently has very elite tastes. Maybe if there wasn't a dumpster right next to them, you know what I mean? A dumpster full of food.
Oh my God. This is rich white folks' idea? That's it.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Well, at least in jail, they don't have to worry about hibernation, just the fact that they were outsmarted by an insurance adjuster with a magnifying glass.
Wow.
What time is it? How we doing? Oh, we're doing good on time. All right.
We're doing pretty good. Did you want to stop and say hi to Jimmy?
We can. He said he wanted to kind of be a fly on the wall at first, but
Okay.
I don't want to not acknowledge. How you doing, Jimmy? We don't hear you.
We don't know.
Oh, testes.
There it is.
How's that? How do it sound now?
Raspy.
It's coming in.
You're coming in. That's good enough.
Is it sound shitty? It should be good.
Yeah, it
I
sounds
think
good.
it's
Sounds
cleaning
good.
itself up. It was a little problemy at first, but I think it's cleaned itself up
Yeah,
now.
I forgot to hit the button.
Yeah. Hey, we all forget to hit the button sometimes. You know what I mean?
Who you
Hey.
telling?
How you guys doing? What's happening?
We're about to get into the part of the show where I make my wife read news that we wrote.
Okay.
It's called Ricky's Reality Roundup.
She could have read it this afternoon, but she didn't.
Could never.
Oh, you know what? That's right. Oh wait, did I upload it here? Yeah, I did.
Ricky's Reality Roundup. Reality Roundup.
I love a Casio keyboard.
I know.
So 2026 has once again answered the question, what if people had zero self-awareness and a lot of power tools? Okay. Drake just turned the streets of Toronto into a survivalist fever dream to promote his new album, Iceman. He dropped massive blocks of ice outside a hotel with the release date buried inside. And instead of waiting for a thaw, his fans decided to go full caveman. This is so dumb. The main character here are the Drake stans, specifically the ones who clearly spent their rent money on industrial equipment. I can't. Canada's way smarter than this, I feel.
No, they're not.
There is actual footage of fans showing up on a public sidewalk with blow torches and pickaxes. A Twitch streamer named Kishka even live streamed himself climbing the structure and smashing it open to grab a blue bag. What on earth? While everyone else was busy trying to commit light arson in front of the Bond Place Hotel.
Nothing says I love your music like bringing a flamethrower to a hotel entrance.
Oh my God.
We're like one album away from Drake making fans solve a Rubik's Cube while being chased by a bear just to hear a single.
Also, just real quick, like I'm so confused why Drake and like Chris Brown like have not been canceled. Like, why are we still doing?
Because if you can sing, you're forgiven. Like if you can sing and dance, nobody cares.
Is that why people still like Michael Jackson?
You know,
Yeah.
the Epstein files prove Michael was innocent. Michael didn't do nothing. Don't get me started on that.
I just can't. Like, I in my life have canceled R. Kelly. I've canceled Diddy. I love Danity Kane and like all the Making in the Band bands. I've canceled them because I'm pretty sure he gets paid if I stream it. Anyways, what else do you want me to
they
say?
get paid too, don't they?
I mean, maybe, but he was such a scummarella that who knows?
Well, speaking of scummarellas,
Oh, that is not a good setup because now I see what I'm going to say. Moving from ice blocks to actual blocks, Kylie Jenner is being sued by her former housekeeper for being a billionaire bully. Oh, I hate that. She's like 22 years old. Leave her alone. Angelica Vasquez worked at Kylie's Beverly Hills mansion and claimed she was subjected to religious discrimination and a hostile environment.
imagine being so rich that you have a religious discrimination budget for your domestic staff.
Oh my gosh.
Chances are, if you're Angelica Vasquez, that makes you Catholic.
I mean, yeah.
You know how people feel about us.
You're assuming that it has to anything at all to do with the Catholicism.
I mean, as a Catholic, well, a retired Catholic specifically, but I get it.
Do we have details of this?
I don't like the Catholics either.
I didn't.
Not a single detail. We're just a headline.
What the?
Well, I like want to know. Like, what did she do?
Well, let's see. We can.
You gonna find out?
Let's do
You
this.
think with all that lip kit money, she could afford to be a decent human for just about 5 minutes.
I just
Now
you
with
can't
this,
believe
with
everything that
Riki's
you
reality
read.
roundup, I'll have everybody know I do absolutely no fact checking. I let AI run wild and go with it because I don't care.
It may be making things up at this point. This may be a
It
myth.
has been hit with a lawsuit filed in April 2026 by her former housekeeper, Angelica Vasquez, who alleges a toxic, abusive work environment characterized by severe bullying and discrimination. The lawsuit, according to documents obtained by TMZ, Page 6, and the Media Virus podcast, includes the following claims: discrimination and harassment. Vasquez, who is Salvadorian and Catholic, alleges that she was mocked for her accent, had her immigration status used to intimidate her, and was told Catholics, I'll beat the shit out of her right now. Hostile treatment, she claimed. She said Catholics are horrible people. Hostile treatment.
That's not like
wrong.
That's what I'm saying. She claims supervisors snapped their fingers at her, shouted commands, and in one March 2025 incident, alleged they threw hangers at her feet while reprimanding. Well, learn how to hang shit up, bitch. I mean, the filing.
No wire hangers.
Mommy.
I feel like this is so fake.
It's fucking Google. I don't. Here's
no, but like this is like I'm sure that the lawsuit's real, but like I am on team Kardashian Jenner. She's Ms. Vasquez. Her allegations are false. AF.
Rihanna's baby's in the news.
Okay. Speaking of excessive wealth, Rihanna's 6-month-old baby, Rocky Irish, just landed her first magazine cover. Good for her. She's not just in a diaper, she's in a haute couture Dior diaper.
We've officially reached peak luxury when the poop catcher cost more than my first car or my current car.
The baby is 6 months old and already has more Dior in her nursery than most people have in their entire lifetime.
How much Dior do you have?
I have a sample of a perfume.
Oh, you got me a sample of a perfume too.
Yeah.
We have 2 samples of perfume.
That's probably gone already.
I just don't know where mine is.
A quick check-in on the Housewives ward. Oh God, guys, don't say anything mean.
Well,
oh, never mind. I don't like her. Lisa Hochstein turned
Lisa Hochstein.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's an old one.
Yeah.
Turned herself in for criminal wiretapping charges last week, but she made sure to go full glam on her booking photo, obviously. Lisa is the main character of Felony But Fashion. She arrived at the jail with professional makeup and perfectly styled hair, just to flash a toothless smile for her mugshot.
Like she ain't got no teeth, or she didn't show her teeth.
I guess she didn't show her teeth. I didn't see the mugshot, but I did see the paparazzi photos of her arriving to turn herself in. But it's just like, this is Lisa. Her face looks completely fake. She's one of the younger housewives, but she just she married a plastic surgeon, Lenny, Dr. Hochstein.
Oh my God, would you go to Dr. Hochstein?
I know.
For your plastics, I feel like it'd be
very
butchered.
like Russian-y. Like his parents are on the show too. They did a super messy divorce. Anyways, she was really, really young. Like I think she was even younger than Larsa Pippen, and her face was like all the way plastic, and it's very unfortunate because she was a very pretty girl before. I mean, she's like pretty adjacent now, but she was like regular pretty before Lenny did all this stuff to her face.
She's got that bad plastic surgery look then.
Yeah,
she looks like a cat.
Yes. And it has gotten worse just because like lip filler in the last 10 years has been like popping. Is that all?
Well, you want to read the closing line?
Drake has flamethrowers, Rihanna has Dior diapers, and Brandy has a medical bill from an algorithm. Reality is broken, and I'm just here for the receipts.
There you go. All right. So giant protest dicks are legal. Netflix wants us on a schedule, and a fake bear just ruined 3 guys' lives. That's not a news cycle. That's a cry for help. And lucky for you, we answer those cries every single week. Don't go anywhere. Jimmy Palumbo joins us in the B block. And if you thought this was unhinged, we haven't even peaked yet.
True.
It is true. All right. That's a good. Let me. There should be a song here. Which one do we want? Oh, is this one? No. I don't know what this is.
Future world leader, early application, gifted and talented since prenatal screening. Baby's first words were post-structural meaning. Montessori.
This is a song about my son and how he graduated from the University of Pennsylvania. Cool. Oh yeah, guys, go listen to Stepmoms Without Children. There's this thing that I was supposed to say.
Music is on Suno.
No, not that one. The close. Here it is.
This episode of the Media Virus Podcast is brought to you by 302-46-VOICE. That's 302-46-VOICE. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46-VOICE today. Don't forget to check out our sister show on the Media Virus Podcast Network, Stepmoms Without Children. Join Riki Rockdef as she takes a deep dive into the fascinating people she meets and thinks that you should meet too. Find Stepmoms Without Children at themediavirus.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Special thanks to mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com, delivering regional sports coverage straight to your devices via stream and podcast. Learn more at mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com. If you wish to sponsor the Media Virus Podcast, email your contact information to pml@themediavirus.com with the subject line sponsor, or leave us a message at 646-VIRUS01. On behalf of the infection team and our feckless leader, Matty Rockdef, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, coming from to you live high atop Uncle Butch Studios, with one hand firmly on the pulse and the other clawing for a shred of sanity. This has been the Media Virus Podcast. We'll be back next week. Find us at themediavirus.com, on social media, or download us now from your favorite podcast platform.
While we take a little break here, while we Mike has to take care of something real quick. We usually take a break right here. There's some comments we didn't go over. She's my hero. Colin would 100% wear a 7-foot penis inflatable costume to anything. I think this is Colin. I think this is Colin's wife checking in.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I do watch every night, but they don't let me rewatch something whenever I want. We got to get rid of. She's talking about Netflix, and then there's Jimmy Palumbo show jumping in with Yo. Colin tried to buy a flamethrower to melt the ice during the last storm, and I wouldn't let him, and he's still pissed at me about it. Let's talk about that, Colin.
All of that is true, except for the fact that I'm still pissed at her about it.
Flamethrower
and it wasn't a flamethrower. It was it was a gardening accessory.
Oh, a rosebud
killing
torch.
Weeds.
Yeah, so it was a perfectly legitimate piece of gardening equipment. Are you ready to go, Mike, or no?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, we are? Okay, good.
Yeah. I noticed we were still live, too.
Yeah, like I said, we were going to stay live and break it. I said it 3 times this week. Sorry. Is that a problem? Is everything all right?
No, I was just making note that I saw that.
Oh.
I didn't walk in here spouting some nonsense before I looked at the screen.
Oh. And there's a new comment. It was a flamethrower. Well, just because something throws a little bit of fire, like a flamethrower is a weapon you can use from yards away to clear a bunker. This is a thing that's
not a mansplain.
Well,
apparently we mansplain because we need to.
I don't like your tone.
It's yes. Why don't you ever talk? Why don't you ever open up? And then you start talking. It's like don't mansplain. What the fuck? All right. You got the I
uploaded it, man. I got it right here.
All right.
But I'm going to do it live from here because
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
I know what he's saying. It reads just as good because it's just his voice. And then I'll hit the thing.
you ready?
I'm ready.
In the podcast production system, there are two separate but equally important groups: the guests who think they have something to say, and the hosts who completely exploit them. These are their stories.
It's the media virus spreading all around. We're a pack of morons stuck here on the ground. They feed us the lies while we just stand by, drowning in the noise as the truth walks by. It's the media virus taking control.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest tonight is a man who has quietly built one of the most impressive resumes in Hollywood. The kind of resume where you don't even realize how many things he's been in until you go, oh, yeah, that guy, and at your TV like an idiot. He's appeared in everything from Taken 3 to Boardwalk Empire, from 30 Rock to Law and Order, which is, by the way, is legally requires every actor in the Northeast to appear in at least once. Jimmy decided to overachieve with 6, if I'm correct. But with over 100 credits across film and television, he's spent decades perfecting the art of playing the guy who walks into a scene, says 3 lines, and somehow becomes the most believable human being in the room. He's the blueprint for every, hey, I know that guy moment you've ever had. He's worked alongside Hollywood heavyweights, survived the chaos of the industry for over 25 years, and did it all while keeping that unmistakable, no BS New Jersey energy. And now, because one form of entertainment wasn't enough, he's also the host of the Jimmy Palumbo Show, where comedy, sports, behind-the-scenes Hollywood stories all collide, basically proving that their lifetime in show business, he still has more stories than your drunk uncle at Thanksgiving, but with better credits. So tonight we're talking about longevity in Hollywood, the reality of being a working actor, and what it's like to build a career where everybody recognizes your face, but nobody remembers your name until 5 minutes later. Please welcome the hardest working that guy in show business, Jimmy Palumbo. Jimmy, how are you, man?
Hey, what's happening? What's shaking? Yeah, your intro was you almost got it right.
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah, I have 130 credits.
It does. I do. I said over 100.
I've been in showbiz 35 years. I'll age myself like.
Oh wow. Okay, so.
No, you got it right. Sometimes I have more than 3 lines, of course. Except when I did Ugly Betty, it was only a 3-liner there. That's because my agent said, Jimmy, if you get this, take it, because you're never right for anything on Ugly Betty. If anybody ever watched that show, so,
did you watch Ugly Betty?
I did not. I wish I did, but I think I was just a little bit young for Ugly Betty.
Oh, okay.
So now, before I saw all your faces, now you're not there. Is that
Hang on, no, wait. I forgot to take the.
There you
take
go.
that down and then remove that. There we go. I'm sorry. I forget to do
now
things.
I get to know who the hell's talking here. That's nice.
Yeah, so I'm Matty Rockdef. The gentleman with the other media virus logo behind him is the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, and then next to you is the canceled hypnotist Colin Chapman, who
All right.
recently joined our ranks.
Yeah, in the earlier segment of this fine evening, I saw everybody's name on there, but of course, you probably didn't pay for the full update of StreamYard, so they the names off.
Yes, we are just that.
It is Cheat Bastard Day here.
I knew he was going to bring that up.
Podcasters over 18, come on out and share. Who do you share this StreamYard with? Probably like 8 podcasters.
No, this is just us. No, I know.
Early ball busting here at Shea.
Yeah. You can't.
I share mine too. I share mine too with a buddy of mine, so don't worry about it. I think there's only 7 people on StreamYard. Everybody shares it.
Well, I mean, we don't. They give you a free version, and that's what we use. We use the free version, and it gives and here's the thing: is the way we've kind of structured this was we use the live aspect of YouTube more as just a huge storage facility.
Right, I get it.
It's instead of.
I totally get it. That's not boring. We shouldn't bore
everybody. You're right. I have a bad
insides of a. This
Well,
is
I mean,
podcasting and you with your
right.
host, Jimmy, Matt, and Reverend, and Colin. How you guys doing? I'm just busting balls, man.
No,
What's going on?
Love it. Absolutely love it. We're having a great time. Thanks for popping in. We really appreciate, giving us the opportunity to talk to you. But I have some, preordained questions here that we just kind of came up with.
Let it rip.
And, but I'm hoping not to follow the whole script. But, at what point in your career did you realize that you would like officially become like that? Did you was character acting always the goal, or were you just
Look, I used to I went to Rutgers University, and I graduated there, and I started selling computers, and I was working for this tiny computer company in 1990. It was called they were based in Seattle, Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft. And there was only like 4,000 employees, and they were talking about this thing, Windows, coming out. And I was like, no one's going to want to do Windows. That's stupid. And so I left there, and I had like $3,000 worth of Microsoft stock. And I said, well, I'm smarter than that. Who would hang on to a company stock when you leave? So I dumped it, and I paid for my car payments on my Honda Civic with that $3,000. Now, it would have been worth like $5 million now, but that's not the point. The point is I drove that Honda Civic for like 12 years. So then I started to substitute.
Not for nothing. There's wisdom in that, though, dude. You need,
listen, I'm a financial genius. I said, wait a minute, all these losers are going to wait till this is worth millions. I got like shitty acting to do. So
right.
I became a substitute teacher at Woodbridge High School in Central New Jersey. And then I got the Backstage magazine out. I just started going in on auditions, and I got my headshots done were by a guy called Photos by Larry, $75. And during this process, I made a young fella who you might know. His name is Arthur Lang, otherwise known as Artie Lang.
Artie Lang, yeah.
Hold on, I just feel like $75 at that time was kind of a lot, no?
No. And this guy was, believe me, we were like in his basement. The guy had a camera that was probably
he's talking
blink twice if you need help.
This was my wife never encountered a life where photos weren't just available to you. We can take pictures with our phones now. And
no, this had you got to go in. But this guy was, I ended up
developed.
Years later, I looked him up because I laughed because, Artie became a star and stuff. And I was like, I got to look up this guy. I found him. I ended up BSing with him. He's like, I remember you guys. I'm like, no, you don't. What are you talking about? Me and Artie met. We started. I was doing it first. I was acting before Artie was. And I was going on these NYU auditions. And I met Artie at I booked a dinner theater show. And we did it for it was one of those shows I was making like $100 a night plus tips on serving the food. Like the characters had to serve the food.
Right.
And but we needed, somebody left the show, and I said, my buddy Artie. So Artie got it. Once Artie joined the show, I realized right away, listen, I could talk about Artie all day. To me, it's more, the old Artie is way more like, he was okay on Stern and other shows, but you guys don't. It's a shame that no one really got to see the old Artie, because when I met him, we laughed so hard. We went out to the bars and we sat down, and the two of us were like, it was like, I don't want to say Abbott and Costello, I don't mean it that way, but we were just like two peas in a pot. We laughed at the same shit. I was doing Yankee announcer voices. He was doing Yankee announcer voices. We literally talked. We had conversations, both of us playing different announcers, and I would switch to Frank Messer and Bill White, and he would go to Bob Shepard. I would do Bob Shepard. Both of us were Bob Shepard, totally not talking to girls, completely hanging out. And I realized this guy, and so we started going to the city, and we booked something called, there was an audition for the Alan Chan's World's Sexiest Improv, but he also had one just called Alan Chan's Improv. Clearly, Artie and I booked just the regular one, Alan Chan's Improv. And Artie and I started doing improv. But you got to remember, this was in the early 90s. And Artie and I didn't know a damn. There's like this long form improv, like the really talented people do.
Yeah.
But Artie and I, like it's always about yes and, if any actor people out there.
Yeah.
Artie and I were like, we played like no but. We were like, our goal was to go up there, say something funny, and get off stage. And I got to the point where Artie was really good at it, but I got to the point where I was decent at it myself, I guess. But I said, how can I make Artie laugh? Because I would go on stage with Artie and there would be an audience. And I would start doing references that I knew only Artie knew. Like, and Artie would like struggle doing the improv. And we'd get off stage and he'd be like, what are you doing?
Trying to break you.
I'm like, Art, it's the word we had to play out was Knish. And don't you remember when you went to Yankee Stadium, the guy selling Knishes, it said Roy White likes Knishes? And Artie screamed at me. He's like, how dare you do that to the American public? He goes, it's brilliant and it's genius, but nobody cares. I would make him laugh. And then, of course, he would make me laugh. He was so funny. And then we started doing sketch. We hooked up with a guy named Mike Stafford. And we started growing that. And then we all had auditions for this new show called Mad TV. And it's funny because Artie was a guy. All I had to do, I was like the point guard. Palumbo brings the ball up court, feeds into Artie Lang, and it is good. 2-0 Palumbo Lang. And people were like, oh, are you jealous of that? I'm like, no. All you had to do was give it inside and he scored. But we had auditions for Mad TV, and Artie might disagree with me at this, but I'm right. There was 4 people in the sketch, a guy, 3 guys and 1 girl. And for some reason, it was at the comic strip in New York. I don't know why. I was on that night. I was like, you know what? The point guard's not going to dish it in right away. I'm going to hit a few threes. And I had a great sketch. I was on. What can I tell you? It happens sometimes. And Artie was a little off. And I remember he was a little pissed off after the show. But of course, Artie got the audition for Mad TV. I didn't get shit. And he auditioned for like 5,000 people auditioned for that show, man. That was one of the biggest sketch comedy auditions ever. And he booked it. And we were so fired up. And it was like we were jumping for joy. I went out there when he shot the pilot. And it was really exciting. And then our group, though, this guy, Mike Stafford, I got to give him credit. He went out and added, we had to replace Artie. And he went out and got like 4 killer Mary Birdsong, Tony Menudo, Barbara Herrera, Amy Wilson. Mary Birdsong was on Reno 911. Tom Ball. He added. But here's the best part. I found out years later, Stafford said to me, you know, Jimmy, I was going to fire you because I figured without Artie, what good are you? And I'm like, I looked at him, I was like, what good am I? And in the beginning, I got to admit, I was the jerk off, cocky. You imagine this, doing shitty sketch comedy in New York City. And I'm the cocky guy. Like, I've been with the group for a year and a half as if I was like an aging LeBron. But here's the funny thing. Everyone in the group was signed by William Morris, then the largest talent agency in the world. And we got signed because Stafford knew a guy named, I won't mention his name because he blew me off 30 years later, another story for another podcast. And we ended up, so I told the new people, hey, all you got to do is go up on stage, say a couple of dick jokes, and you'll be signed by William Morris. I had no idea how, I was so not ready to be signed by a huge agency. But then Artie got Mad TV, and here's the crazy thing. A year later, our group was called Live on Tape. We signed a deal with NBC. It was the largest late night deal ever up to that point. So I really thought, like, here we go. Artie's on Mad TV. I'm going to be on NBC. We're going to be on, got to remember, Lorne Michaels and SNL was doing shitty at the time. Conan O'Brien was doing shitty. They were dying to replace everybody. We were going to be on Friday nights at like 12:30. Well, next thing you know, the woman who, God rest her soul, who signed us, she got some kind of Me Too environment thing. And next thing you know, our show, we were done. And the show didn't get picked up, never aired, which really was like a first shot to the gut.
That's a kick in the gut.
Yeah, but I got paid like $165,000 though, which is a lot of
that's
money.
That's not that big a kick in the gut.
But you know what? Looking back, ooh man, because you got to get on the air. That's the critical thing.
That was the goal.
Then then after that, I had to sit out a pilot season. That's what bit me in the ass because our group was hot.
Yeah.
And then I ended up I met Mark DiCarlo. I auditioned for a pilot for the X Show, which was on FX, and then I started the whole time though. I had booked first episode of Spin City. And after that, I got I had one agent at William Morris really liked what I did. And I was doing a ton of voiceovers. I was the voice of Mercedes-Benz, Washington Mutual Bank, this, that, and the other thing. So I thought like, I in my head, what a jerk off. I was like 30 years old, but I was like, oh, I'm going to this is showbiz. Like I can hit any pitch, you know what I mean? And then I booked a lot of episodic work. I really did. Bunch of Law and Orders, bunch of this, that, and the other thing. But then, I decided to go out to LA, and that was a big difference. I booked tons of shows there. But I didn't realize, like, wow, Jimmy, to win, you got to go 9 innings, in showbiz. Yeah. And I was set up to, like, make a living at it. I didn't have a second job. And that I wish I did. But to be honest with you, all my friends who had second jobs, guess what they do for a living? Their second job.
Job.
And so I had to beg, borrow, and steal. Tremendous family. I got a shout out to my mother, my father, my brother, my sister. I was subsidized, but I lived at home. I drove jerk off cars. I lived in a not that great area of LA with a wonderful guy who rented me out a room in a condo. But he was the guy who was on Webster. His name was Henry Pollack II. He was played the secretary on Webster. Okay. So I did all that, but I did the New York thing, the LA thing. And I just have been booking work ever since, but you book one day on a show. I mean, it's cool and everything. Oh, Jimmy, I saw you on Miss Maisel, or I saw you on Entourage, but you get paid $1,500 for the day, and then you're on your merry way. Yeah. I get residuals and everything, but it's been, I collect a pension through SAG. It's been a great ride. Money is an issue for me now. I'm 60 years old, but I still audition for big shit, but from those days with Artie, we had, I think the reason why I'm talking too much now, but I guess taking over the show maybe, but I don't mean to.
Not at all.
Absolutely. I guess the reason, I really believe the reason why Artie Lang and I had success early on, certainly Artie, was because we didn't know any better. And I tell these kids now, some kids like, helps. Well, my dad, like, they know too much. And I'm like, no, Artie and I didn't. We got our photos by Larry. We went into the city through Backstage, the actual paper where you had to circle it and go in with a headshot. We didn't know. We auditioned for stuff we didn't know sucked. We were like, oh, my God. Or we did an improv show that ended in the summer at 5:30 in New York. We came outside. It was sunny out. People weren't even back from work yet. We were done with our show. But you know what? Artie's like, he's like, New York City, man. We got it going on. And we were like looking back like, oh, my God. But I actually have some videos. I really got to put this shit online. I have videos of Artie and I on stage back in the day. And let me tell you something. I still giggle because I remember it was just some of the suggestions. It was bad. Like, if you're a professional improver, like if you went to like NYU for it, you would be like, oh my God. But I'll tell you one thing. I know improv is really brilliant, how you can tie it all together. I get it. But we did like one and done dick joke. The audience laughed. So I go by that. And then I actually booked some shows like, I was on Curb Your Enthusiasm, which was Larry David, the whole thing's improv. I booked that. I improv'd at the audition. So part of me's like, yeah, fuck you and your long-term.
Do you do like improv now at all? Or do you
I don't. What happened was, after our show, this is crazy for me. After our Live on Tape didn't go on the air, I was still auditioning. Like the group kind of disbanded. We shouldn't have. We should have done live shows because I got to be honest with you, I thought our sketch comedy was really good. And it was like, there's stars out there that are from the Groundlings now that everybody knows from TV that were in New York. And I laugh. I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember her. We were in a better group than yours. Like, in other words, we were like the team, like, oh, that's great. You're doing your thing. We were better. I really believe it. I know it was because they didn't get signed by NBC. We did. But when we disbanded, we all were like individual jerk-offs, I guess. And we ended up, and I realized, oh, my God, I don't have a group to perform anymore. So I started doing stand-up, and I was scared shit, and I didn't know. I remember I had 5 minutes. I had a joke that I still do on stage today. I went down to this shitty bar on the Upper West Side, and the guy looked at me. I signed up like a regular asshole. I was panicking, like shitting myself. And there was like 25 people in the audience. I called it an audience. We were at the bar drinking. And the guy sees me. He goes, wait, Jimmy Palumbo, Live on Tape, sketch. I go, yeah. He goes, oh, dude, I'm putting you right on. Like he thought, oh, you're the man. I didn't tell him, oh, no, I've never done this. And I went up on stage, and I got advice from a comedian. He said, listen, if you only have 5 minutes, nobody tells you have to do the full 5. If you find yourself running out of gas, just say, that's all my time. No one has a watch. No one's looking at it. So if you do 4 minutes, who cares? And I went up. I got a laugh on my first joke. My first joke got a laugh. I started to run out of gas around 2.5 minutes in. And I said, good night, everybody. And then I started doing stand-up after that. And I moved to LA and, still auditioning and stuff. So,
yeah. So, Jimmy, I love your anti-improv. No, but. Okay. I absolutely love that. No.
I'm not mocking it. Listen, whose line is it anyway? I went to the first taping of that when it came over from England. Mm-hmm. I went to an early taping with a chick. Some chick was not even in show business, but I don't know how I got in. My jaw dropped because it's the same guys that did the show when it was on TV. I remember just going like, oh my God, I couldn't do that. I was like, that is like real talent. However, as the night went on, I was like, wow, they're really, but I'm like, audience isn't really laughing that much. It was more about, oh my God, look at that. 1 + 1 = 2 and 2 + 5 = 7. Where Artie and I was like, we just said 7 and got off stage. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm not mocking out those people. Listen, that's crazy shit.
No, but I love you flipping the script. So look, you used to do Yankee announcer voices, and now you're doing a sports comedy podcast.
Yeah, it's like we talk about sports.
Right. So I got to ask, can you go into a Yankee announcer voice and give us color commentary on the Mike Grable, Diana Rossini situation?
Your attention, please. All rise. Now looking like a complete douchebag with some reporter. Mike Vrabel, douchebag. Then I could do John Sterling. You know what, Jay Bird? Look at some of the score. I mean, Vrabel is clearly getting his clock cleaned by some reporter poolside. The 0-1 is low. And I mean, I should do like Marv Albert, like Vrabel along the near side, 25-footer, good. And he is getting blown by a reporter from the New York Times, and we'll be right back. I do little things like that. You know what? Funny, I'm watching the show Brockmire now, which I watched a little bit when it aired. You know what's funny? I'm convinced. Let me tell you how stupid I am. When Artie and I did a sketch in New York City called The Date Sketch, where 2 announcers with ABC jackets on, like Monday Night Football, announce a first date. And I'm convinced that somehow Hank Azaria saw that because it got assigned by NBC. And I was like, oh my God, because I walk around the house like, on my podcast, I do references that I know only 6 people know. 2 of them are cousins. Right. But I'll just there used to be a player on the Knicks called Johnny Newman. They used to call him Jay New. And I'll just walk around going, Jay New, for no reason. Like I'm Jonathan Winters, like something's wrong with me. Or I'll go into a Marv Albert. Like I have T-shirts that say getting involved. And that comes from Marv Albert. I can't believe I'm going to tell this over the air. It's funny only to me and my cousins. Marv Albert was doing a game. The Knicks were up by 22 points. 2.5 minutes left. And Eddie Lee Wilkins caught like a rebound and put it in. And Marv Albert just said, Eddie Lee Wilkins getting involved here. He didn't say that he scored. He just said getting involved. And for some reason, that phrase, getting involved, if I see a buddy of mine flirting with a group of girls in the bar, I'm like, look at my buddy Billy getting involved there along the near side. So that's one of the phrases so it just always made me laugh and my friends. But Brockmire's of course, Hank Azaria is brilliant and better than me in every way. But, but yeah, I do the announcer voices, and even on my show I make, and my co-host Dave Sturcio, he now walks around. I said, dude, in the beginning, he was like, who's this guy, Jimmy? He was like the guy doing to help me out with the podcast shit and StreamYard and all that. But I told him, eventually you will be walking around the house going, getting involved here. And of course, that's when he's got 2 kids, and I think his kids are doing Marv Albert now. So, but yeah, that's what that is. But I'm still doing stand up. Got a show Friday night. So I'm still plugging away, doing my thing.
You got a show this Friday?
Yeah, over in Jersey at you know where you make money in stand up now is I do these like charity beef. What do you call it?
Beef and beer.
Beef. I call them, what did you say there was a beef? Beef
Beer.
pie.
Beer.
Beef and beer.
Yeah, beef and beer. And I usually I'm working with a guy named Ryan Marr, who's a great comedian. I usually book the shows myself. Someone will say, "Hey Jimmy, we want to do a charity for the so-and-so softball team." I'm like, okay, here's my price, and everybody gets paid well. We go in, we have a good time. No bullshit. Nobody does new material. Nothing's edgy. Go up there, do your A material you've done 1,000 times. Make these people laugh. I'll put money in your pocket, and we're all home by 10 o'clock, or we drink the money at the
It's
bar.
not something you're trying to actively promote, is what you're saying.
Well, I
It's a charity
do.
event, yeah.
I wish I had. I
No,
would
I mean,
do
this Friday night is not.
this Friday night. No, it doesn't.
a closed
doesn't
event.
need- Yeah, it's open to the public, but it's not something. They'll be all right with. The thing is, the thing with I would do stand up every night. I would if I could. I would even do. I live like a half hour from the city, but I'm not gonna. Listen. I'm an old guy now. I'm not gonna drive into the city. It's gonna cost me $15 for the toll, $10 to park, and I'm gonna go up at Stand Up New York and do 5 minutes at 12:35 at night on a Monday night. For
And you had to buy
no
your
money.
own drinks. You had to buy your own drinks.
Right, which that's $100 right there. So what I do is I sometimes I'll take like a month and I'll go into the city a bunch of times, do gigs, but they never pay. And to get in the really good rooms, my thing is I've always said, and my acting career, and I just booked a show. It's going to be on CBS called Cupertino in the fall. I'm recurring on it. If I was a regular on a show, here's how it works. If you're a regular on a show, okay, I will tell you this. I'm going to sound like a complete jerk off right now. If I'm a regular on a show, okay, and it's a semi-hit or people know it, I could stroll into any comedy club, anywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
Like, hey, oh my God, Jimmy, you're here. Oh,
You're on fucking TV.
Oh my God, he's the guy from Good. You're on Good Wife. You're on Law and Order. You're Miss Maisel. And I'll go up and they'll give me 10, 15 minutes. Or they'll say, can you come back next month? We'll pay you $10,000 to do 3 shows. And they sell it. But if you're just a jerk-off comedian, it's hard out there, man. It's a grind. The really good ones, the ones that you know by name, they've already made it. Like people say, oh, you want to be like Sebastian? Like Sebastian's a huge star now, It's different. Like I would love to talk to him years before he was big. He was, doing his thing. And I don't knock anybody. I think these comedians are great. I think most comedians are better than me, but I have my moments. I always do comedy with sports references in terms of talking about it. Like I'm the guy. Sometimes it's like you don't want to play me in the first round of the NCAA tournament at a comedy show if I'm on. I can play really well, but you know what happens though? I'm so pedestrian in so many shows. I'm like, I'll get off the stage going, what an average show that was. No, it's like, it was just okay. You know what I mean? But the really good comedians, they're good every night, man. Every night they kick ass. And some nights I'm not great. You know what I mean? Some nights I am. But the really good comedians are good all the time, and I respect that. I wish I was, some comedians say, Jimmy, I wish I had your acting resume, and I'm like, I wish I had your set. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of thing. But
I don't think the general public realizes half of what goes into stand-up.
No, it's
about shaving a joke.
About 7 years back, Jimmy, we challenged each other to write our own comedy routine, our own stand-up set. And I wrote a stand-up set, and then Mike proofread it, and then we decided that it was a cry for help. And then I
punched it up.
You punched it up, but you also said it's funny, but it's a cry for help. And so I went and got therapy.
But
I'm still working on
that set.
Listen,
I encouraged it over and over.
I will tell you, I every now and then there's a place not far from me. They have like open mics, and I'll go to these open mics if I want to just try a couple of jokes or whatever, and just for a night out, go drink it with a buddy of mine. Believe it or not, a priest friend of mine used to do comedy before he was a priest. He likes going to open mics, so he'll come with me. But the crazy thing is, I'll watch, like, the first 3 comedians will be awful, but they're rookies. I'm like, oh, all right. And then all of a sudden a guy will go up, a nobody, doing it for the 8th time. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy's awesome. And I try to go up to him and go like, dude, like, who are you? You just, oh no, I'm a postman. I just want to do. I'm like, no, you don't understand. You were better than you're better than you're awesome. And they're like, oh yeah, it's cool. Listen, I gotta go. My wife's in the car waiting for me. I gotta work tomorrow. And I'm like, no, what are you doing? You should do this every night. You're awesome. So some of those open micers are really, really funny. And it's an art form. I wish I did it more. I wish I wrote more. I'm doing 70% the same set I've been doing for a long time. But I've noticed, I went back and listened to some of my old sets, and I laugh because you take a joke and then you add to it,
Yeah, they develop. They aid with wine, like wine.
But then you realize, oh my God, I added too much.
And then you have to shave
it. You got to shave, and that's when I suck. And but I enjoy doing it now. I just go up and people. Here's the thing with me. Some comedians will do comedians at a gas station because they just have to be on stage. That's their butterfly moment.
Yeah.
I have the one thing every time I do a shitty comedy gig, there's always one common denominator. If the people there don't know they're there to see comedy, there's a band playing, you don't know, you show up,
the worst.
I'm getting paid $200, and all of a sudden, or in the middle of an event, and now we're gonna have a comedian. People they're at an event. They don't. Who's this? They don't.
Yeah, I went to an open mic comedy show at a fucking pizza restaurant. They didn't have a PA system. It was horrible.
Horrible.
It was not. I was like an open mic type of thing, and I was thinking about it, and then when I got there, I knew I was not doing it.
Yeah,
because it was you just had to stand in the corner and yell.
Listen,
and it was gay. It was the worst.
It's awful. I've been there.
It's the worst goddamn thing.
And they say, "Oh, I got a sound system," and they have a little speaker 4 inches.
Yeah,
high
they have a JBL karaoke setup.
Yeah, and it's
karaoke setup.
Let me totally get.
I don't want to change gears too much, but I do want to ask you this question because my wife, she's left the room, but my wife was very vehement on, you're a celebrity, you get recognized a lot.
Celebrity's a stretch, bro.
But who do you get mistaken for? Do you ever get mistaken? Nobody ever just.
No, you know what people do a lot? They'll say to me, Jimmy, I saw you, and it'll be a show that I was never on. They'll be like, no, it was definitely you, bro. And I'm like, dude, actors know what shows
they've been on.
I've been on 130, but I know if you said to me, there are some shows that sometimes I forgot I did. I don't mean that in a bad way. Oh shit, yeah, I did that show. Or sometimes the working title of the film or show is not really what comes out. So, I always make this joke. There was a movie called I forget the name. It's right here on my notes somewhere. And my father-in-law said to me, Jimmy, I just saw you on a show. It was called The Jersey Tale. I said, Mike, I never did a movie called The Jersey. He goes, it's definitely you. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I look like something. I was like, I never did. And next thing you know, he described the scene. I was like, wait a minute. That's definitely the scene. I said it wasn't called Jersey Tale, though. It was some other name. So you do get that, but I don't think I look like anybody. I do get recognized for Beer League a lot. Beer League was a movie I did with Artie Lang and Ralph Macchio. Mm-hmm. That was a cult hit.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we're shooting a new TV show I'm producing and writing. It's called Beer League Last Licks. And what it is, it's because that happened 20 years ago. It's those guys 20 years later. And we're old. And we decide to play again, but we decide to play, but we're not all in. We're like, all right, let's give it a shot. But we know we suck now, We got a lot of the cast back from the movie, of course. No Artie and no Ralph, but they're aware of it. And Ralph didn't say no. Ralph's caught up with Cobra Kai shit now. And Cara Buono didn't say no. She's like, Jimmy, keep me posted because she's working on Stranger Things now. She's a big star with that. And so, but we got a bunch of other people from the movie. Manganelli from the movie. Anthony DeSando's in. And Michael Deej, who plays Alphonse, and myself. And Maddie Corman, who plays Marilyn, my wife. She's involved. So we got and the big thing is we have kids now. So our kids are part of the show. We think it's funny. It's going to air. Probably you'll start airing in about 2 or 3 months on a new streaming network called 213.tv. watch 213.tv, and the 213 is from the channel 2 to 13 back in the day. And it's really a streaming service for young independent filmmakers and creators, and it's a cool service. A lot going on there. So we're excited about it. They're going to be short form, all like 6-7 minute episodes, probably about 10. And there's a lot of fans of it. Even Ralph Macchio, I talk to him every now and then. He'll say, I got a lot going on, but people come up to me in the crowd and yell out, beer league. I'm like, that's awesome, But
that would be a big, I think Ralph Macchio would be a big deal. Like that would.
And Ralph, listen, I know Ralph listens to your show all the time, but if he's listening out there, I think I'll be able to get Ralph to do a cameo. I swear to God, he's been a really good guy, and so if I can get him, I believe if I play my hands right, everyone will do a cameo for me. I believe that.
That sounds reasonable. I mean, you seem like a pretty likable guy.
Ralph's a good guy. Good guy, no doubt. Not a dick.
I've been in Delaware too long, man. You know what I mean? I haven't like had my balls busted like just in mid sentence. Like you know what I mean? It's like I know Ralph Macchio watches your show all the time.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Dude. Because
but some people can think I'm being a jerk off, and I'm not. I'm just
you bust the balls, and I get it. Because I'm from New Jersey. I'm from.
Where you from again?
If you believe there is a Central Jersey,
well, that's where I'm from. Where are you from in Central Jersey?
The River Wards. Basically it's a suburb of Philadelphia. It's called Edgewater Park.
Okay. Right, that's South Jersey.
It's.
No.
It's not.
I grew up in pure Central Jersey, pure.
Like Monmouth County area.
That's like borderline south. I've been like right off of exit 135 on the.
Okay, we have different perspectives on where South Jersey starts. I think.
Let me ask you this: in high school, were a lot of guys Eagle and Philly fans?
Yes.
You're from South Jersey. Thank you very much. Please fill out the forms at the end of the bench. I
live in northern South Jersey, man.
I was one of the kids
Central Jersey.
I was one of the kids wearing the New Jersey Devils jerseys.
Right. Yeah.
I
went to the first Devils game.
That's awesome.
But you know what? There's only 20,000 Devils fans in the world, and they go to every game. And only 20,000 people watch them, where the Rangers never win a goddamn thing, and they have 8 million fans in the area. So I'm a Ranger fan, but I do root for the Devils.
But I wasn't even like, it's one of those things where like, I mean, I got caught up in it just to be like, I was just being obstinate, just like everybody's a Flyers fan. Fuck you, I'm a Devils fan. And my brother, everybody's an Eagles fan. My brother was a Dallas fan. Lived in Philadelphia most of his life. In Philadelphia. Dallas flag. He got his ass kicked all the time. But
the only thing, I'm a Giant fan. The only thing, I hate the Eagles lately because of the whole Barkley thing and all that. But the Eagle fan, if I talk to an Eagle fan, all we do is just bash the Cowboys and we have a drink and get along. And when I'm talking to a Cowboy fan, I'll just talk about the Eagles and we hate them. We get along. That's how it works. So
that's how it works.
There's too many Cowboy. We even did this in beer league. There's too many Cowboy fans. Like.
All over the place.
The Cowboys are all over the place. And they suck. They haven't won it since 96. Oh my God. I was 31 years old. I'm an old man. They still haven't won shit.
We threw in my brother's face until the day he died. I think on his deathbed, I was like, yeah, but Dallas still sucks.
That's right. Well, listen, sadly, I'm a Rutgers fan, season ticket holder, football and basketball. And we always suck. And I believe now at my age, I'm like, me and my brother's 5 years older than me. And sometimes we'll say, hey, we could die before we ever do anything. And it's like, now 15 years ago, it's like, someday we got a new coach someday. Now we're like, hey, we may not get there. Like we could die and then they'll be good maybe 40 years from now. I don't know. But the ultimate crime is I made my daughter a Rutgers fan. Someone should call Dyfus. I made her a Rutgers fan, which is very sad. She's also a Giant fan. Thank God the Yankees are the antidote. Yankees kicked the shit out of the Red Sox tonight, by the way. But no, it's listen, You're from South Jersey, so let's get that
listen, man. I don't want to argue all night, but I'm not going to.
How could you say you're from Central Jersey?
Because
do you get on the Atlantic? How do you get to Atlantic City? How do you get there?
295 to 42.
Yeah, and that's called South Jersey.
Listen, man.
Taylor ham or pork roll? I mean, how far can we go?
Pork roll.
Yeah, okay. You want to go get some home and get some hoagies? I mean,
where don't start. Oh.
And you're probably a Penn State fan, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I don't have any allegiance to any.
I'll make. And you know what? Then if you have no allegiance, just say because of Jimmy Palumbo, I'm a Rutgers fan. That's good.
All right, because of Jimmy Palumbo, I'm a Rutgers fan.
I could live with that
because my college was the American Intercontinental University Online, so we didn't have a have a football team.
There you go. You know, if you did, the American Online University would probably beat Rutgers 32-7. So can you imagine that? And Phoenix Online ties it here.
University's taking the field.
Turns out it's not even that kind of a football team.
Oh my God.
But in the comment, we have a comment that only people from New Jersey talk about what exit they're off of. That's the only thing we haven't, that's the only mark we have to tell you where we are.
You can make the argument that I'm from North Jersey because I'm right on the top end of but to be honest with you, the next town over is Edison. That's Central Jersey, man. That reeks of Central Jersey.
Right. But if you go any more south than Burlington, like there's Camden, which is like a ghetto nightmare. And then
I know Camden. That's South Jersey. So is Burlington.
Listen,
you think Burlington is Central Jersey?
I am convinced. You can't convince me otherwise. Have you ever been truly down south to like New Jersey, Alabama, like New Jersey, Alabama?
Listen, I say it all the time. If you go down towards the Jersey Shore from North Jersey, it doesn't matter, and you go inland, it's like the movie Deliverance. I mean,
it is the movie
playing banjos. I'm telling you right now.
I lived in the Pine Barrens for a while.
I was going to say, once you hit the Pine Flats, brother, it's if you're in the Pine Flats,
like,
that's South
people
Jersey.
Are like, there's NASCAR fans there, and there's like, no, this is like you're in the middle of Tennessee at a certain point.
I have a horror movie. I have a horror movie that I want to make, and it's called The Jersey Devil. But it's about a dude, and he's based on my brother because my brother drives this like hillbilly truck nightmare. It's like a 1990 Ford. It's all rusted the fuck out. He's got a welder and a welder. He's got wenches on it to bring his welder down. Like he has all this shit, all these chains and shit hanging on it. He has a huge American flag that when he comes to a complete stop, it drapes over his windshield at red light.
Oh, he's my favorite.
But he's
my favorite.
Stay with you, Jimmy. South Jersey.
Right. No, he is very South Jersey. He was actually in the Burlington County Times because he flew a rebel flag in his front yard.
That's great. Well, listen, I'm a huge Southern rock fan, and we all had rebel flags like growing up because I'm a big.
But he's never been any
Allman Brothers, big
South
Molly
Jersey.
Hatchet fan. Allman Brothers, Skinner. Big Allmans are my favorite band. But now you can't get. If someone sees a rebel flag, they're ready to shoot you.
Skinner for a long time doubled down, and even had a black fan base that was doubled down on it, saying, "Hey,
I can't. I don't get political, but it's like we did it because it was like Southern rock.
Yeah, back then it was the thing. It
wasn't. I don't have.
I mean, dude, the General Lee had a big rebel flag on the fucking top of it on American television every week. So
it's crazy. It's crazy. But to me, it was a Southern rock thing, not a political thing. But
right.
I guess.
So, Jim, out of the 140 shows you've been on, what's the wildest thing that's ever happened on set? And feel free to change the names to protect the not so innocent. But I know you've got it wild.
Well, I would say there was three things. Number one, I booked a movie called The Family with Robert De Niro, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Tommy Lee Jones. I was 6 weeks in France. I made a lot of money. We were Luc Besson, the guy who did all the Taken movies. We were on his estate, just south of north of Paris, south of Normandy. A 13th century like a state castle that the Nazis actually, like in other words, just south of Normandy, was the Nazi headquarters.
Oh wow!
As soon as we landed, they took off. Anyway, big complex. This guy, Luc Besson, built studios there, but his home was this massive thing. So I ate dinner in a room maybe 20 by 40 with like 6 tables every night with Tommy Lee Jones, De Niro, and Luc Besson, and Michelle Pfeiffer. But it got to the point where if you got there first, you sat down at a table. There was no seating. So De Niro would come in and sit next to you. Or Tommy Lee Jones would come in and he would sit across from you. And in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, I'm eating with Tommy Lee Jones. This is nuts. But after a while, it was like, hey, Tommy, pass the salt over there. Thanks. Because you were there, it was like 6 weeks. So that was one out-of-body experience. And Michelle Pfeiffer was a doll. And it was a great experience for me. Biggest thrill of a lifetime. The other one was I did the Good Wife. And we shot it where the Nets play in Brooklyn. It was being built, and we were on one of those, those things that rise you up. It's like looks like an X, and it brings one of those things. And we get on this thing, and we're right over the big pit, which was the Brooklyn Net. I forget what it's called, the whatever center it's called now. And I remember going like, shit, this is right on the edge of this deep pit. And, you could see how they were building a stadium, arena. And a week before, a kid got killed at Notre Dame, a freshman. It was a wind gust, and it blew the thing down. The kid died. Jeez. And so we're going up this thing, right? But I didn't care. I didn't even think of that. And I'm with one of the stars of the show. Can't think of her name right now. She had just won the Emmy the night before. How crazy is this? We're going up, and when they stopped, we were way up. And when they stopped it, it bounced, and it was like, oh, and we didn't have like safety straps on, but I was like, all right. So after about 3 takes, I wanted to know who do I call if we're in trouble up here? Like, who do I hey, Joe, get me. So I say this in front of the actress. I'm like, hey, we gotta find out what jerk off's in charge of this thing in case, I don't know, maybe you get faint or maybe there's a wind gust, like get us down, Right. And she looks at me and she's like, why are you doing this? Why are you bringing this up?
Yeah, why would you say that?
I literally said, hey, lady, some kid just got killed at Notre Dame. We're way up here. And I want to know how to get down. Finally, that we get down, and they gave us a little walkie-talkie so they could hear us off, And the guy looked at me, and so I thought I was going to get fired, but I didn't say anything wrong. I'm like, lady, what are you talking about? I just want to make sure I'm worried about you, not me. Right. And the guy goes, Jimmy, sorry, man, I didn't put the walkie-talkie out. I'm Frank. I got you. You're in trouble. You just say, Frank, get us down, and I'll zip you guys down. And then she looked at him. He apologized. It was like a weird moment, Right. I was like, hey, I'm not trying to. And after that, she didn't really talk to me.
Why wouldn't you say it? Why are you upset with me because I brought it up to your attention?
Right. It was weird. And here's the thing: the producers ended up liking me, and they're the ones producing this new show I'm doing on CBS, Cupertino, in the fall. Right. But I had a lot of, that was a weird moment. And well,
that's kind of cool though, because that comes from that's your professionalism and your experience. You've been around. You knew that something wasn't quite right, and there's a procedure that needs to be followed.
We were way up there, man.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. And the other thing is, matter of fact, I just talked about this not too long ago on my podcast. I shot the show Gotham, right? And we had to get brutally killed. Gotham was big on blood, and it goes into the screen. That shit, right?
Yeah.
So they had me wired with this like little tube, skinny tube, up my shirt and around, like right around here. And I get slashed. Me and 2 guys get slashed like this, the other actor, and we fall back. Well, it was like a little nip on the edge of the tube that made it squirt out, right? But the tube was pretty thick, it was a thick tube. Yeah. And I saw this guy with a giant thing of blood, and he would like do this and it would shoot the blood through, and I get it, they needed the blood, I get it. Well, we did 1 take without it, and they were like, okay, we're gonna go. And plus you want to try, they had all different cameras set up because otherwise you got to change your shirt, you got clean, they want to get it,
resets an hour.
So they gave us a mat kind of to fall on, So I fly back trying to act like I just got slashed, like, you go back. I don't know what happened. The little tit fell off the thing. I lay back, and now there's extras who are at the nightclub looking at me. And all of a sudden, the way my mouth was, the amount of blood that was rolling into my face was, and my first thought was, oh, it's going to look cool.
Right.
My second thought was, they said, don't move until they yell cut, no matter what. So I go back. I can't see the other guy. There is a massive amount of red, and it's not blood. It's like red, but it's thicker than that. It's not water.
Corn syrup, but yeah, they thicken it.
Yeah. It's coming in my nose and in my mouth. And I realized, I got to hold my breath, but I didn't quite get a full breath in because I didn't know I'd have a tube up my ass right in my mouth. Sure. I'm laying there, and the other extras are going like, oh, because I got killed. The character got killed. And I'm literally like, oh my God, you got to yell cut. And next thing you know, it was like 1,000, 2, and I'm thinking, I can't go. And I literally, he yelled cut, and I just spun around, and I just went like I threw up the blood. And I was like, and the guy comes over and goes, are you all right? I'm like, dude, it was all the way. When I tell you it was all the way down my throat, I was like, that was the scariest moment for me. But then here's the best part. My family was on vacation in Montauk, on Long Island, there, way out there. And I got out like 10 o'clock at night, and I just wanted to get out of there. So the wardrobe lady's like, Jimmy, we have showers here. I was covered because the blood gets really cakey.
Yeah.
I was covered in blood all around here, all on my T-shirt. I was like, you know what? It dried up. I said, I got to get out of here. I want to get out. I want to get out. I don't want to get home too late, I realized that I'm driving home on the LIE to Montauk. And I realized that I look like a horror film completely, I look like I'm really dead.
You look like you wrecked something, crawled out, got in the next thing, and started driving.
Right. I said to myself, if I get pulled over by a cop speeding,
you're going to jail.
First of all, what do I say? Hey, man, I'm an actor on Gotham. I'm Jimmy Palumbo. That's going to get me. And I was actually nervous on the way home. I got in. My poor father-in-law, I walked in. He goes, hey. I said, no, it's all fake. It's all fake. It was crazy. Those were three crazy ass stories, but and there's tons of little stuff I could say. Most actors are really nice. I will say Angie Harmon was the most beautiful human being I've ever seen in my life on Law and Order, and Jerry Orbach caught me staring at her.
I liked her arc. Angie Harmon. She was the tall brunette, right?
Yeah.
See, Matty, this is why you need me in your life, okay? Because I'm talking about Angie Harmon, who's got deep speed, LSU wide receiver, and you want to know about her arc in the show? No guy cares about her arc on the show, bro. She just has deep speed. Deep speed. You know what I'm talking about? She's hot. I wasn't even listening to what she was saying. She could have been going, So let's talk about her arc now. I want to hear your arc.
As more than
I know you're married and your wife listens to the show, so you can't say that I love Angie. But listen, Jerry Orbach said, "Hey kid, call me kid. Hey kid, watch what you're staring at." I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And he goes, "Trust me, when she first got on the show, I was staring too." Which was, I had a little Jerry Orbach moment. God bless him.
Jerry Orbach. I literally go back and watch his
He's so great.
And watch his episode.
I want to be Jerry Orbach.
There's never going to be another cop show like this. It's never going to be this good. What I loved about my favorite thing about Law and Order, and especially the Jerry Orbach years, is the joke at the beginning. They did a cold open,
right?
And then Jerry always had some fucked up one-liner. And then it like dun 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 dun, and it just went into it, and you were like, I would laugh wholeheartedly. And people look at me funny when I go, Law and Order is not nearly as funny as it used to be.
Listen, I got a Law and Order thing to tell you. I booked because they had like 6 Law and Orders going at one point, so they made a rule that you can't book a show if it's going to air within 2 months or 3 months of a previous show.
Right.
So I booked something, and it mixed up with another Law and Order by 6 days. It didn't. I was like, it was 84 days instead of 90. And so they recasted me. I was devastated. Next thing you know, about a year later, I get a call, and Jimmy, your availability for a Law and Order. I'm like, I haven't auditioned for Law and Order lately. The director of that episode felt so shitty. He's like, yeah, this guy's getting fucked. He threw me in. I was doing one of those funny openings where me and I order Chinese food, and me and my wife's giving me shit. The Chinese guy comes. We're talking about how greasy the food is. The Chinese guy walks away, and there's a foot sticking out of the door of the apartment down the way. Nothing to do with the people that order the Chinese food.
No, you're the guy who discovered it.
And then another episode I did, I actually give Jerry Orbach shit. I'm the jerk off cop that's down in the evidence room, which means I clearly had a drinking problem, so they shoved me in the evidence room. And Jerry Orbach, and I look at him, I'm like, 25-year-old case detective. Like, I'm like, so now this is how shitty my acting is. Inside, I'm like, I'm giving Jerry Orbach shit. This is great.
This is fantastic. Holy
to me, I felt like I was an Academy Award winner right there. I'm like, who else gets to give Jerry Orbach shit on Law and Order? So great.
No, Jerry, those were prime years for Law and Order.
Are you a fan? Are you a true fan of Law and Order? You have to read Jerry Orbach's book.
Jerry Orbach is a book?
Oh my God. Go to the library right now. You know what it hit? He lived in the apartment. I don't care if I'm boring everybody. He lived in an apartment with his wife, and they loved Manhattan. They didn't like to fly. They went on cruise ships, and he was a Broadway actor, big time. You know what that song, that movie, the play? Oh my God, that song. Try to Remember. What show is that from? He was the original voice of that. Major. It ran on The Misfits. The Misfits, something like that. My brother's going to kill me that I'm blowing this name. But so he would leave little sticky pad notes to his wife every morning. She saved them all, and she wrote this book. Cool. And it was the book is all about his career and what he did and how big the book he was a successful actor, but he wasn't. No, these Broadway actors, they go from show to show, but they don't make, they're out of work a lot. And then he booked this behemoth, Law and Order. And it's a wonderful book about it. I can't, Jerry was so kind to me. You know what he did to me on the first one I did? First Law and Order I did was the one with Julia Roberts. I tend to get lucky. I've done like 6 season finales of shows, and I did the Julia Roberts one, which was a big news story. And we were shooting the scene, and we must have shot about 5 takes. And Jerry says to me, "Hey, kid, you're turning the wrong way. You're talking to him as if we're not shooting a TV show." Because my style of acting is like I don't think about the cameras. I'll just talk to the guy I'm talking to. And he goes, "If you just turn the other way, and you'll see, your mother will thank me. You're going to be on camera the whole time." I did like this different weird turn, did my scene. And if you watch the scene, I'm in it the whole time. He goes, "They can't cut you out if you turn that way." And I was like, I thanked him afterwards. He goes, "You do this shit long enough, you pick up little." I am such a fan of, he would listen to Ray Charles in his dressing room, and he was just a cool dude, man. And he was great. And listen, Law and Order will live forever because they're individual shows. You can not watch Law and Order for 5 years and jump in, and it has a beginning, middle, and end.
When I first, how I got hooked on Law and Order was like a marathon on A&E back in the day. Like, I was living in Mount Holly before my second kid. I mean, and we would watch these just marathons.
Right.
And, the theme song, everything, it just kind of hooked,
great.
And then it's just
a great show. And if you watch it,
show.
I never watched it when it was on regular television. I always caught it on the reruns as well. And the amazing thing is, when you watch old Law and Orders now, it really is true. I mean, not me, I'm not a star or anything, but you can't believe the actors that did that show, and they're huge now. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, I'm usually staring at I just I don't know how familiar you are. You're from northern central Jersey.
Oh my God.
You were familiar. Did you know Uncle Floyd?
Yes and no. It's a crazy thing. I have a comedy guy, kind of a manager who reps a bunch of people, and he books me in shows. His name is Bob Gonzo, and he repped Uncle Floyd for 100 years. And I replaced, when he got sick at the end, I replaced Uncle Floyd a bunch of shows. They're like, Jimmy, can you do a show if Uncle Floyd's not feeling good? And I was able to replace him. I met him once, and he was just such a huge, just a great, a great New Jersey local star guy. He did so many comedy gigs, and he got really R-rated there on certain shows, and he could play the piano. And his TV show was really wild. It was on like public access in the beginning.
Yeah, at first, yeah.
It was its own brand of
piano, making
so Uncle Floyd was a huge like inspiration to what this show is kind of, watching Uncle Floyd playing the piano and people actively like fucking with him, like pulling the chair away from the piano, pulling the piano away from him, putting a doll in his way, and he just keeps playing. That's the point of the show, to be able to, continue to perform through the chaos. And that was one of the, I agree.
Someone said, I did hear, I don't know if it was on online or something, that someone's trying to do somehow they got I think the estate or someone has they were all recorded. And they're saying that someone's doing a deep dive for like a major documentary on him.
That would be awesome.
Because I think they got to show those old shows because they were so bad, but they were bad,
inspired.
But they're actually great.
They're inspired. There's something there.
You know what it was? The selfie. Listen, look at us assholes. We're doing podcasts. Right. People are doing their own shows. But he was doing that on public access, which the kids today, that was Instagram.
No budget. But he just, and there was half the time there wasn't, there looked like there wasn't a plan. And you had I don't think they knew what they were going to do from minute to minute.
Sometimes it was horribly unfunny sometimes.
Sometimes it was hard to watch, but you always watched it because you didn't know what was going to happen.
Totally agree.
And there was a point to me saying, we did a retrospective on people that inspired the show. Uncle Floyd was definitely one of them. I'm still trying to remember the fucking point to the whole thing of why I was bringing that up.
Well, that's okay. We're not live or anything.
No, we absolutely are. That's the fun part. No, I come on here fully knowing I'm going to make an ass of myself. You know what?
Let me tell you something. I do the Jimmy Palumbo show every Tuesday at 1:00. I do it live, and 265 weeks in a row. I love that you do it live and continue. You know why? Some of these podcasts are so edited. And the music drops, and I go live. We go on at 1:00, and we go. And I make mistakes, and so do you. And that's the way to go, man. I love it.
No, we decided that we are a live to tape, warts and all, presentation.
You get funny shit that way.
And we prioritize the audio. We're really, we're a video show now. Like we're a video show in the moment, but we're meant.
I hear feedback now. Do you hear that?
I don't.
Yeah, I'm trying to kill it, Jimmy.
And I hear feedback on you too, so it's gonna sound like I'm in a shitty horror film.
I don't hear. Everything sounds fine.
Yeah, the only one I'm hearing feedback on is Jimmy's mic.
Huh.
Now I'm hearing it on my mic.
I'm getting it on the three of us and not Matt. Which leads me to believe it's time for your set, Matt.
Well, put me on the spot. That's fantastic.
No, it sounds all right, man. No, I'm hearing it.
If we can't blame Matty, who can we blame?
Oh, who we can blame? I can tell you who we can blame. We can blame Grease Monkey Pete. Here he is. It's his fault. He was logging in. Jimmy, to kind of explain, we usually start a different show at 10:00.
Okay. Oh, we're late. We're going late.
And so we're going late. So the participants of the other show are popping in. This is a gentleman.
What's up, Grease Monkey? What's up, brother?
What's up, characters?
How you doing? Pete, we're talking to Jimmy Palumbo. He's the fuck was that?
I hear people sneezing now. You know, it's good if I call you a jerk off. It's twice, which is good.
I'm sorry about the, we might be having a problem with StreamYard. We've been going for an hour and 34 minutes.
You want to swing over to the asshole studio?
Yeah.
No, listen, I don't want to. You got another show coming on. I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
Well, we wanted to invite you to the show.
We're going to invite you to come along, but it's it's a show called The Standard Assholes.
Well, there you go. I'm right for that.
I mean, it's and that's kind of how the show goes. If you want to,
I got a Molly Hatchet sign in the background. Come on.
All right. Well, I'll shoot you. What's the best way to shoot you a link? Is that your Gmail?
Just text it to me.
Just text me. All right. So let's bring this home and set up for. Well, we haven't heard from Big Daddy either, but I'm sure we'll get there.
Well, listen, on this show, thanks for having me on. And,
absolutely.
Don't
Thank
forget
you
to
for
check
coming.
out the Jimmy
No, you were
Palumbo show.
man. You brought some energy, Jimmy.
Well,
Great
thank you.
stories. It's like I could sit here and just shut up and listen to you all day. And my wife is watching, and she will tell you, Colin never shuts up for
Your
anything.
wife's been texting me since I got on. That's inappropriate.
Yeah.
In the meeting, I basically said because Mike and I have a meeting on Tuesday to prepare the show to get together and what we're going to do and how it's going to go. And I said, all right, so we have these questions, but I don't think we're going to need any of them. Yeah, I think that we're just going to have to, just kind of say,
you know what? I think it's
words.
important.
And he's going to go, and I think we're going to be fine. So
by meeting, they mean smoke a couple of joints and throw shit at the wall.
Yes, that's okay. But
Well, yeah,
Jimmy had
know, I love how we met. There's some shitty website called talks.com or something, and you put your name in there and you go through. And I saw this show and I clicked accept, and then you accepted, and then it took us 3 weeks to figure out how to communicate on this website.
That's how I met.
Me and you met by a completely random way. Like I would,
That's kind of how I met Colin too, because what I've taken to doing is I go to that website and I see anybody I might be interested in, and then I just Google them.
That's what I do.
And I see if I can get their email address, and then I email them.
What happened was I Googled you and realized I don't want to do your show, but then you contacted me.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit.
No, this has been a lot of fun, guys. I feel like I was like Chatty Cathy on this show. I talk too much, but
I mean that's kind of what. Hey, listen, I say it at the top of the show. You weren't here for the real beginning, but I am lazy, and the less I have to do, if I could just get you talking. No,
there's a bulletin. You know what? Next time I have something to promote, like when this beer league thing launches again, I'll come back on the show to talk to you guys about it.
We would love that. I would love to, and Cupertino in this fall.
Cupertino, CBS.
Cupertino on CBS.
Uncle Lou.
Uncle Lou.
I think I'm the uncle of Ben Stiller's daughter, the actress. So I don't know if I'm supposed to reveal that, but I just did. But it's all over the papers. That show's going.
Now is that shot in the can and just ready?
I shot one episode. It's from the people that do Elsbeth, which I was just on a couple months ago, and the Good Wife producers, the Kings, Michelle, and Michael King. No, Michael King, and I forget his wife's name. And I'm going to be on episode, I think 10, and I'm hoping to get on some more. It's recurring, but hopefully it'll, you might become a cultural phenomenon. I'm also going to be in a movie called Zero Protocol. We shoot in a couple weeks with Rebecca Hall and a guy, last name is McShane. You've seen him in a bunch of movies. He was in Bloodline. He was in the show Task on HBO. He played the killer. Jamie McShane, that's his name. He lives up here in North Jersey. And it's a show with zombies and stuff. It's like totally something. I got one scene and it's pretty cool, but it's still a pretty big movie. So I'm pumped about that. So hopefully I can eat next month. And deal with that. So God bless America. But listen, thanks for having me on the show, and I will talk to you guys soon.
Absolutely. All right, let's bring this. You
Thanks
got
a
the
lot for
ending.
joining us for episode 282 of the B Block here on the Media Virus podcast. We will close this one out. Media Virus comes back next week, and we're headed over to the Standard Assholes podcast now. Catch us at standardassholes.com. This episode of the Media Virus podcast is brought to you by 302-46 Voice. That's 302-46 Voice. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46 Voice today. Don't forget to check out our sister show on the Media Virus Podcast Network, Stepmoms Without Children. Join Riki Rockdef as she takes a deep dive into the fascinating people she meets and thinks that you should meet too. Find Stepmoms Without Children at themediavirus.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Special thanks to mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com, delivering regional sports coverage straight to your devices via stream and podcast. Learn more at mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com. If you wish to sponsor the Media Virus podcast, email your contact information to pml@themediavirus.com with the subject line sponsor, or leave us a message at 646-VIRUS01. On behalf of the infection team and our feckless leader, Matty Rockdef, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, coming from to you live high atop Uncle Butch Studios, with one hand firmly on the pulse and the other clawing for a shred of sanity. This has been the Media Virus Podcast. We'll be back next week. Find us at themediavirus.com, on social media, or download us now from your favorite podcast platform.